Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. It's said that when you have money, anything is possible, and never truer in the sleazy, murky world of politics. Well, Paul Damasio, who was an SNP councillor in North Lanarkshire, remember he resigned from the SNP over the Jordan Linden affair and became an independent. He was due to be the next MSP candidate until money rose and swamped him, and he got deselected in favour of another candidate whose rich family undoubtedly filled the coffers of the SNP's bank account. The likes of Sturgeon, Wishart, Kirsten Oswald and all the others suddenly saw the heaps of money on offer, deselected Damasio and selected another candidate, Anam Kazar. She is a young woman who has basically bought a seat, and now it's all coming out, and they're looking at the rigging of selection processes in favour of those who bring a little bit of folding to the party. Let's have a look. Now, I'm not even going to insult your intelligence by pretending that I'm in any way surprised. This is the SNP. This is exactly how they do things. Sleaze and corruption is at the very heart and is the essence of the party. So nobody will be surprised with these revelations. But it's just par for the course for the SNP, really, isn't it? But we will look at this. So the SNP are accused of rigging the selection battle to allow Humza Yousaf ally Anam Kazar to win. The former SNP councillor Paul Damasio claims that Peter Murrell, Nicola Sturgeon and Kirsten Oswald blocked him from standing in the Airdrie and Shotts by-election to allow Anam Kazar to be parachuted in. And there she is. Now, she comes from a wealthy family, and we know money talks all languages, especially in the sleazy world of the SNP. So the SNP have been accused of rigging an internal selection battle to ensure a key ally of Humza Yousaf won a safe Westminster seat. Anam Kazar was parachuted into the contest for the Airdrie and Shotts by-election to the detriment of local candidates. The former school teacher, she worked in the First Minister's office for a period of time in 2014 after defecting from Labour. So straight away, her loyalty must be questioned. But hey, you know, she's obviously a friend of Humza Yousaf, and therefore she's expected to be trusted entirely. It is understood that her rich family, we'll emphasise the rich because that's obviously important, were unhappy that she was not selected to fight the 2016 Holyrood election and made their feelings known to the party, probably in the form of very, very hastily written cheques, possibly. Now, the Sunday Mail reports that a North Lanarkshire councillor has accused the SNP hierarchy of dismissing his candidacy to ensure she was selected. Well, of course, you can't bring to the party what her family can bring to the party. Paul Damasio believes that he would have won the support of local members to stand in the 2021 Airdrie and Shotts by-election. The vote was held following the resignation of Neil Gray to fight the Holyrood election, with him and his office throwing their weight behind Miss Kazir. Mr Damasio claimed that his candidacy was blocked by the cabal of Nicola Sturgeon, Peter Murrell and Kirsten Oswald, with the former two attending the wedding of the winning candidate. So, of course, that's all part of it, isn't it? It's all the what's the word? Not really inbred, is it? Well, yeah, kind of, yeah, nepotism, isn't it? It's all nepotism, really, isn't it? Anyway, he said, I believe there is no question that the selection process to stand as a candidate was rigged to make sure Anam got that seat. I was a local candidate and a councillor who was very well known and liked by the membership in Airdrie and Shotts. He says, I don't want to sound big-headed because I am absolutely not. However, I have absolutely no doubt that I would have been selected in a members' vote if I'd been allowed to run. I felt party members and local constituents deserved to have a candidate who lived in the Airdrie and Shotts area. Yeah, that's the whole point of having a local councillor, someone feet on the ground that knows what's going on, knows the people, knows the businesses, knows the area, knows the problems of the area. That's why you elect them. To have someone parachuted in on a whim simply because that person has influence in the terms of wealth with the party, a party who's always desperate for money. It does. It stinks of corruption and sleaze. But like I say, nobody is going to ever be surprised at that. He said, instead, I was interviewed by SNP chair and business convener Kirsten Oswald. How she hasn't been arrested, I am absolutely astonished. And then told that I had failed the process. There wasn't much explanation given. The process is this. Do you have money? Can we have it? You are the candidate. There were other local candidates who weren't even given an interview. Branch members then had a candidate who was not from the area imposed on them through a process that had clearly been manipulated to make sure Annam won. Ms Kazar failed to be selected in the run to the Hollywood election in 2021, but won her second bite of the cherry. She held the Westminster seat for the SNP, but with a significantly less majority of just 1,757, compared to Mr Gray, who had 5,201. So she got in, but by the skin of her teeth. And a very tiny majority. So chances are the next election she'll be straight back out again. There's a tiny swing needed to Labour and she'll be gone. Mr Damasio recently left the SNP to join the newly formed Progressive Change North Lanarkshire, my apologies, following the Jordan Linden scandal, which is still running and which is still under investigation and which will probably involve the rearrest of Peter Murrell. He knew about this. A lot of people all the way up the chain of command, all the way up to the bunker, they knew about this and they covered it up and they kept it quiet and they came up with spin on it to try and reduce the impact. But it is many people involved, many victims, more than one victim. They always pushed it was one victim. There was many victims, and the police are investigating allegations of grooming. So it goes to show exactly the sort of person that we're dealing with here and the amount of cover-up. Because if they're talking about grooming and then the hierarchy covered that up, they are party to it. Certainly they need to be arrested and questioned on that. And I'd like to think charges arise. But anyway, that's a different video for a different day. Anyway, getting back to here, Mr Damasio was saying, I received messages of support from many councillors, sitting MSPs and MPs, as well as local activists and people who had held senior positions within the party, who thought it was a disgrace and themselves alluded to the whole process being manipulated or fixed from start to finish. Ka-ching. It's what it is. The feeling was that the system was being manipulated to favour those selected by the leadership of the party, Sturgeon, Murrell and their cronies. Well, that's how Hamza Yousaf got in, because of the elite of the party sort of saying, no, we cannot have anyone. We must have my protege. He must go. And even then, only just by a gnat's bollock got in. Local MSP Neil Gray, who himself is not local, was hugely supportive of Annam, who appeared from nowhere and had the support of all of a sudden of Neil's office staff and others, who subsequently became employees when she was elected, and I bet they were paid very well by her rich family, allegedly. Anyway, there she is, sitting there, his chum. They've all been to her wedding, and her rich family have nothing, I'm sure, to do with any of it. My arse. Anyway, privately educated, just like Hamza Yousaf. Funny that, isn't it? Scottish skate schools, not good enough for them. Anyway, I shall round off there, and I shall come up, and we shall just sit and watch them rot in their own filth and sleaze. I'm going to suggest that any of my regular viewers out there in YouTube land, none of you at all will be surprised at these revelations. We know the party of old. This is how desperate they are. They have to sell seats, allegedly. Cover myself. But you can guarantee that when you have a rich family and then all of a sudden somebody's just parachuted in, somebody who doesn't know the area but comes from this rich family, and they go, oh, Paul Damasio, what are you bringing? You're not bringing the same as what she's bringing. She's much better candidate, ka-ching. And that's how it is. But then this is the SNP. It's exactly what we've come to expect from them. So yeah, nobody's surprised. And I shall round off there. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you're seeing here on the channel, please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well. And if you want to become a politician, buy a great seat, because you want to be somewhere nice. and goodbye.